Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Miss Liz. Thank you so much for joining today's Tween Lego Challenge. For today's Tween Lego Challenge, we will be creating balloon-powered boats. So your boat will look something like this, and for the finished project, we also will have a straw and a balloon attached at the end so we can actually power our boats. So this video is actually going to have two segments. The first segment I will show you how to create your boat, and in the second segment I will show you how to attach the balloon and straw to actually power your boat in water. But before we get started, I want to just quickly go over a few things. So if you registered for this program, you should have received a Lego kit, and inside your Lego kit you will find everything you need to complete this project. If you did not register for today's program, that's completely fine. You are still more than welcome to join in on the fun. Of course, you'll just have to use Lego pieces of your own that you might have at home. So let's go ahead and see what we have inside our Lego kit. So if you open up your Lego kit, you will first see that you have a Lego kit contents sheet. I thought this was helpful to include, that way you can see what pieces you have in your kit, make sure they match up on this content sheet, and therefore you will be able to know what pieces need to go back into your kit when you return these kits to the library. Because as a reminder, you will need to return all Lego pieces back to the library. And you will see that in your kit you also have a balloon and a straw. Those items you can obviously just throw away at home. You don't have to return those back to the library. So other than your Lego contents sheet, inside your Lego kit you will also find a bookmark, which is yours to keep. And what's really cool is that on the back side of this bookmark, you will see it includes a list of Lego reads. All of these Lego themed books can be accessed on Overdrive, which is a platform the library offers for ebooks and audiobooks, and all you need is your library card to access those materials. Down at the bottom here is a little blurb that includes instructions on how to get to Overdrive, so feel free to explore some of these really cool Lego themed reads. Also inside your Lego kit you will have a bendable straw and a balloon, which, as I said before, you will need to power your boat. And you also will see that you have several different sizes of Legos. So if you are not familiar with how to categorize Legos, I'm going to just quickly go over kind of a brief introduction on how to categorize Legos. That way you can make sure that you are familiar with Lego language and you can follow along as we build our Lego boat. So as you can see, you have different sizes and pieces here. So the way that you can categorize a Lego is by counting the number of columns and notches you have on a Lego piece. So for example, this Lego piece has 2 columns, and in each column you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 notches. Therefore, this Lego piece is a 2 by 10 piece because it has 2 columns and each column has 10 notches. So in your kit, you will see that you have 4 of these 2 by 10 pieces. You also will have 2 2 by 8 pieces. And again, you know that because this piece has 2 columns and each column has 8 notches. You also will have 2 of these larger pieces. This one is a 6 by 12 plate. And this one is a 6 by 10 plate. You should have 1 of each. You also will have a Lego minifigure. Everyone has a different figure in their kits. You also will have a steering wheel, a little tiny Lego steering wheel. And kind of, I know this is technically a roof piece, but we're going to be using it for the front end of our boat. So it's kind of this one that looks a little bit like a ramp. You also will have 3 of these long 1 by 4 pieces, the flat ones. You also have 6 of the 2 by 2 tiles, those little guys. And you also will have 4 of these, oh, that's kind of hard to see. You will have 4 of these 2 by 4 pieces. And lastly, you will have one of the 2x3 pieces. All right, so now that we have all of our Lego pieces out, we are ready to build. So we're going to take those two larger tiles, and we're going to start with these as our Lego base. So what you will want to do is first take that longer piece, the 6x12 one, and you're going to lay that down, and then you will have the other tile piece, the 6x10 piece, and you're going to just connect them. You're not going to connect them completely in half, but you'll want to take the 6x10 piece, the one that's a little bit smaller, and put it kind of towards the end there. And you'll also want to make sure that you will be able to fit one of your 2x8 pieces along the side here, so, or rather along the top here, so that's kind of how you can measure down. So you'll want to just stick this one here. This is a 2x8 piece. Stick it along the edge. That way you'll know how much space you have. Then take your 6x10 tile and stick it at the bottom. So your piece will look something like this. So first you'll have the larger tile, and then the smaller tiles connected towards the top, and then you'll have a 2x8 longer piece at the bottom of that tile. Then go ahead and take your second 2x8 piece and stick it parallel to the other one. So far you'll have something that looks like this. All right, then next you are going to take those longer pieces, the 2x10 ones that look like this, and you're going to stick them on top of those 2x8 pieces, right on top of the ones that you already placed down. So then you'll have something that looks like this. All right, and then next you're going to take those remaining 2x10 pieces and stick them right along the edge here. So you'll want to put them on the outlying row of notches here. And it will stick over a little bit like this, and that's exactly how you want it to be. And then you'll have something that looks like this. All right, next we're going to take our small pieces here, those 2x2 pieces. You have 6 of them, so you want to create 2 little towers basically. So you'll have 3 stacked on top of each other, and you want 2 sets of these. So we have one done already right here. Now we're going to take the other 3 and stack them together. And like I said, you'll have 2 of these little small stacks of 3 pieces. Then you're going to take those and put them right at the end here of those longer pieces. And that way you'll have something that looks like this. All right, next you are going to create the front of the boat where our little mini figure will sit. So what we want to do first is take our 2x3 piece, and we're going to put it right on the edge of the front of your boat here, just like that. Then you're going to take your little ramp piece you have and stick it on top of that 2x3 piece. If the tip of yours sticks out a little bit, that's totally fine. I'm going to stick the steering wheel on top because that's where our little mini figure is going to steer the boat. And you can actually just sit him right in front there. So as you can see, I have the 2x3 piece, this black one right here. I have a ramp, the wheel, the steering wheel on top, and then the little minifigure in front. And then just to give the minifigure a little more support, we're going to take those narrow 1x4 pieces and put them right behind him, so it's going to act kind of like the back of a chair. And just go ahead and stack those together. All right, so you'll see we only have 3 pieces left. We have 3 of the 2x4 pieces. We're again going to stack these together. And then we are going to stick those right on the top of the back of the boat. So this is our finished product. As you can see, this is the front of the boat. And then the back of the boat has kind of this little archway. The space in between the archway here should be the width of 2 notches. And this is the space where we are going to stick the straw and the balloon through. And the straw and the balloon will help us power our boat, which will make the boat float on water. So once you have your Lego boats created, if you don't have a tub, a sink, or a container filled with water, go ahead and do that, and we are going to continue on to our second segment of this video, where I will show all of you how to actually use that straw and balloon to power your boats. Go. Hi everyone, welcome back to the second segment of our balloon powered boat video. As you can see here, I have my boat all ready to go. This might take a couple attempts to getting correct, so don't be discouraged if you have to experiment around a little bit with it. So what you want to do is take your bendable straw and stick it inside the balloon. You don't have to stick it all the way in, just enough that you'll be able to blow up the balloon. Next, you're going to take the thinner rubber band that you have in your Lego kits, and you're going to wrap that rubber band around the top of the balloon. As you can see, there's that little yellow rubber band there. That way the thin rubber band will hold on, will attach the balloon to your straw. You don't have to make it super tight because you'll still need to blow air into the balloon, but you'll want to make it tight enough that it will hold the balloon onto the straw. Next, you're going to take the thicker rubber band, which is also in your Lego kit, and you're going to wrap it around the back of the boat, just right in front of the little archway here, because that's going to actually hold the balloon and straw mechanism in place as you're blowing air into the balloon, and that will help the balloon stay in place while your boat is floating in water. So once you have that ready to go, you're just going to blow your some air into the straw, which will blow up the balloon, and that will help power the balloon. So I'm actually going to take off my mask here. I did have it on because I have Miss Elizabeth recording for me, but I'm going to take it off really quick so I can show you how to do this. So like I said, you don't want to blow up your balloon really big because it might knock off the front of your boat here, so just big enough that you'll be able to power some air through the boat. And make sure that you hold the balloon down, that way any air is not getting out. So you'll want it just like that. And as you can see, I have my finger at the end of the straw there to hold any air in. You're going to place it in water, let your finger go, and then you'll see it powers your boat. So mine didn't really go very quickly because I didn't have my balloon blown up really large, but obviously the larger you blow up your balloon, the faster it will go. So that's about it. Again, don't feel discouraged to experiment with your boats. It might take a couple of attempts to perfect that. So feel free to post pictures on our social media, on the Facebook link below, and show us pictures of your boats. Even share some videos of those boats floating around in water. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all very soon. Bye-bye.